أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته and welcome to another one of your G1 classes. I hope and pray that today everybody is doing well and Jazakumullah to everybody for arriving to the class today on time. So today's class is slightly different and we will go into what's going on today and how things are going to run. But before we get into that, let's start off our class with an opening prayer as always. And for that, I'd like to call a student to the mic. So if I could please request student G841 to unmute themselves. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm good too, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. So if you could please start off with ta'awudh and tasmiyah, and then inshallah I'll lead you into the recitation, okay?
Okay. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
Well done. And if you want to repeat after me, Rabbana
Rabbana
taqabbal minna
taqabbal minna
innaka
innaka
antas sami'ul alim.
antasmi'ul alim.
Okay, one more time. Antas sami'ul alim.
mi'ul alim.
Well done, mashallah, very, very nicely recited. And could you please read out the English translation for us?
O Lord, accept from us, for you are the all-hearing, all-knowing.
Well done. And that's Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 128. Jazakumullah for coming to the mic. Mashallah, that was very, very nicely recited. Jazakumullah. Take care. Okay, so as you are all aware, normally we have our breakout room sessions in place, which is still going ahead because we have breakout room sessions every Friday. So we are still going ahead with that. But we did prepare a little fun quiz for you all to take part in so that we can try and put all of the learning into practice. Because it's not enough to learn new content every day and then wait for breakout room sessions on Friday. And we thought, you know, what way can we try to make this learning as fun for our students as possible? And how interactive can we make it for you? Because one of the best ways to learn rules is by practicing or putting the rules into practice. And that one is done by reciting the Holy Quran and trying to practice rules that way. And number two, we could have some fun little activities here and there to revise the rules even further. So we've decided to have a quiz today. And obviously, depending on when we finish the quiz, we will also open up our breakout rooms. So you'd have a chance to have a little fun activity in the beginning, and then you can also enter the breakout rooms and practice even further. Okay, so let's take a look at what we did during the course of this week, and then we will move on to our quiz. So on Monday, you covered the rule of nonation, and on Tuesday, you did some practice. So with nonation, we're talking about Tanween, so double stroke letters, okay? On Wednesday, you all went through Sukun, so joining letters together. And on Thursday was a bit of practice. Okay, so this is what was generally covered during the course of this week. Today we have a quiz, and then we will also open up our breakout rooms. Okay, so I'm now going to share our screen to the PowerPoint quickly. There we go. All right, so let's take a look. As I said, the quiz is just a fun way to remember some of the things we have learned. Okay, so don't be nervous today and don't be worried. It's just a fun little activity to see how well you're doing. And it is totally anonymous. So, you know, we won't know which participant has said which answer. Okay, so don't worry about that at all. All we will do is take a look at what percentage of people have given a certain option or chosen a certain option. Okay, so it's totally anonymous, and please, please, please make sure to take part, okay? Because it's there for you to take part in and learn things as we go along. All right. So just a few rules. Make sure you listen well to this part. So what's going to happen is you will have the question displayed on the screen, okay? Just so that you're able to read it yourself as well. So the question will be displayed on the screen, and for each question you will have 4 options to choose from. Okay, there's going to be a set of 4 options, and you're going to choose which one's the right answer. So it's multiple choice. And when you answer the question, you obviously click the option on the poll. We will open up polls. You'll see a pop-up on the screen asking you to choose a specific answer. When that happens, obviously you press the answer, but make sure you press submit at the bottom as well. So press the answer, then press submit so that it comes through to us. Okay. And then also, last but not least, try to do this all by yourself. Try not to ask for any help. See how much you know and make use of this quiz in a sense that you're able to understand which are your areas of weakness and which are your areas of strength. Okay, so this is a good way for you to know what you need to focus on more, what needs more attention. All right, so we are going to start off our quiz. All right, and I'm going to read the first question out to you. Answers will be shown at the end. Okay, so first question is, everybody, how many letters are in the Arabic alphabet? Okay, is it 9? Is it 29? Is it 26? Or is it 36? Okay, I'm going to launch the poll now. So how many letters are in the Arabic alphabet? I can see quite a few are already answering, which is amazing. I'm going to give you just a couple of more seconds. We're not going to spend too much time on this question here. So what do you think is the correct answer? Okay, and I'm going to end the poll here. So majority have said 29, okay, which is the most popular answer here. And indeed, 29 is the correct answer. So well done, everybody. And for those of you who got it wrong, don't worry. At least you know now that there's 29 letters in the Arabic alphabet. Okay. So moving on to the next question. How many thick, heavy sounds are there? Are there 17? Are there 29? Are there 7 or are there 22? Let's move on to our next question. So there we go. I've launched the poll now. If you can start choosing the answer. How many thick, heavy sounds are there? You know, every Arabic letter has its own pronunciation, but there are some which have a thick pronunciation. We give a heavy sound to them. So how many of them are there? All right, just a couple of more seconds, everybody. Okay, and I'm going to end the poll here. So it's a mixture, actually. Majority, 54% have said 7 and 39% have said 17. The correct answer is actually 7. So the majority again wins. So well done, everybody. 54% here were right. 7 letters are the heavy or thick sounding letters in the Arabic alphabet. Okay. So now let's move on to our next question. Which letters carry 3 dots? Is it ba, jim, kha? Is it tha and sheen? Is it alif, qaf, mim, and noon? Or is it fa, ghain, and ain? So I have launched the poll now, everybody. If you can start clicking away your answers. Which letters carry 3 dots? You can try imagine the letters as well if you can. And think. Amazing. Just a couple of more seconds for everybody, and then we're going to end the poll. You're doing really well so far. Everybody's using the polls very nicely. There's not been many issues here, so that's really good. All right, amazing. I'm going to end the poll here now. Again, we have got 89% that have said tha and sheen, and then there is an 11% that said ba, jim, and kha. So majority have said tha and sheen, And that is indeed the correct answer. So tha and sheen are the two letters that will carry 3 dots. Okay. So our next question is, which letters carry 2 dots? Okay, not 3, but 2. So I'm going to launch the poll for you now. If you could select the correct answer, which letters carry 2 dots? Okay, in just a couple of more seconds, everybody. All right, I'm going to end the poll here now. So majority have said the and qaf. Let's see if we're correct. And we indeed are. Well done, everybody. The and qaf are one of the letters where you've got 2 dots on top. So our next question is, which letter is called a maftuh? That's a good one. Which letter is called a maftuh? And I have launched a poll now. Is it one that carries a dhamma, one that carries a sakun, one that carries a vertical kasra, or one that carries a fatha? Which letter is called a maftuh? Just a couple of more seconds. Amazing. And I am going to end the poll here now for you. So majority have said one that carries a fatha is called a maftuh. Let's see if you're correct. And that is absolutely correct. Well done. So a letter carrying a fatha is known as a maftuh letter. Okay. Next question. Which letter is called maksur? Okay. Which letter is called maksur? So let's double check that now. You've got a few options. I've launched the poll for you. Select the correct one. Is it one that carries a tashdid, one that carries a vertical fatha, one that carries a kasra, or one that carries a dhamma? Which letter is called maksur? Okay, just a couple of more seconds. And I'm going to end the poll here. So majority have said one that carries a kasra is known as a maksur letter. And that is indeed correct. So any letter that carries a kasra, we call it maksur. Okay? And majority were correct here. Now, let's move on to our next question. Which letter is called madhmum? We've known about maftuh, we've talked about maksur. So which letter is called a madhmum? There we go. If you can hand in your answers now. Is it one that carries a tashdid, one that carries a dhamma, one that carries a fatha, or one that carries a sakun? So which letter is called madhmum? All right, just a couple of more seconds, everyone. Okay, and I'm going to end the polls here. All right, there we go. So majority said it's one that carries a dhamma, and that is indeed correct. Okay, well done, everybody. It's one that carries a dhamma. Any letter that carries a dhamma, we call it a madhmum. So let's take a look at our next question. It says, what is the timing on a letter that carries a short stroke? So if it carries fatha or kasra or dhamma, what's the timing that we should keep on that letter? And I'm going to launch the polls now. So is it 1 second? Is it 3 to 5 seconds? Is it 4 to 6 seconds? Or is it as long as you want? I think there is an obvious wrong answer here, everyone. But what is the timing you should give on a letter that carries a fatha, dhamma, kasra? And just a couple of more seconds. Amazing. I'm going to stop the poll here now. Majority, 97%, said 1 second. Okay, let's see if we're correct. And you are indeed correct. Well done, everybody. We're all doing really well so far. Just got a couple of more questions left. Don't worry, not too many more to go for. Next question is, what is an Ishbaiah letter? Okay, what is an Ishbaiah letter? I've launched the poll. You've got a couple of options there. You've got one that carries a fatha, one that carries a kasra or inverted kasra, one that carries a vertical or inverted stroke, or all thick, heavy letters. So what is an Ishbaiah letter? Just a couple of more seconds. All right, and I am going to end the poll here now for you. So majority, 68% said that it is one that carries a vertical or inverted stroke. Quite a few said one that carries a kasra or inverted kasra. So let's see who is correct. Well done. So majority was right. One that carries a vertical or inverted stroke is also known as an Ishbaiah letter. Okay, so let's move on to our next question now. Right. Next question is, how long do you spend on an Ishbaiah letter? So how long should you spend on a letter which has got an Ishbaiah stroke on top? Is it as long as you want? Is it 2 seconds? Is it 4 seconds? Or is it 2 minutes? How long should you spend on an Ishbaiah letter? Just a couple of more seconds. Okay, and I'm going to end the poll here now. So majority said 2 seconds. Let's see if we're correct. And you are. Well done, 2 seconds. Ishbaiah strokes, you always spend 2 seconds on the letter that's carrying an Ishbaiah stroke, okay? Well done, everybody. Now let's move on to our next question. So, which of the following are Tanween? Which of the following are Tanween? So if you can choose the correct option, you've got Fathatain, Kasratain, Dhammatain. You've got Fatha, Kasra, Dhamma. There is also the option of vertical Fatha and vertical Kasra. And there is also an option of all thin sound letters. So which of the following are Tanween? You've just got a couple of more seconds to go for it. Amazing, and I am going to end the poll here now for us. So majority, 86% said Fathatain, Kasratain, and Dhammatain are Tanween letters or Tanween strokes, and that is indeed correct. These are the Tanween signs, Fathatain, Kasratain, and Dhammatain. So our next question, let's take a look at that. So it says a letter that carries a Tanween stroke is known as ... if you guys can choose the correct answer. So a letter that carries a Tanween stroke is known as thin, is known as munawwan, is known as thick and heavy, or is known as hardened. So a letter that carries a Tanween stroke is known as what? If you could fill in the blank for us. Okay, and we are now going to end our poll here. So majority, 74% have said munawwan, which is indeed the correct answer. So munawwan is the word that whenever you hear someone say munawwan, you know they're talking about the Tanween strokes. Okay, now let's move on to our last and final question. You have all done very well so far. Majority is getting answers correct. That's amazing. So next question is, when is a letter called Sakin? When is a letter called Sakin? And if you can pick the correct answer, is it when it carries a sukoon? Is it when it carries a fatha, when it carries a tashdid, or is it when it is thick and heavy? When is a letter called Sakin? Okay, just a couple of more seconds, everybody. All right, and we are going to stop the polls here. So 87% have said it is a letter that carries a sukoon, is also known as a sakin. Just a couple have said fatha and thick and heavy. However, majority is correct indeed. It is a letter that carries a sukoon. It is referred as sakin. Okay, so well done, everybody. That was very nicely done. Hopefully that wasn't too nerve-wracking for anyone. It's just a fun little activity. If there is any question you got incorrect, don't worry at all, but these were the 4 questions that we've got. Now, remember, doesn't matter if you didn't get all the answers correct. This is one of the best ways to learn. By getting things wrong, it's absolutely fine. You will just learn from that, okay? And it's a good time for you to now write down things that you got wrong so that you can try and go over them, all right? And remember, the Holy Quran is a lifelong journey, and you will always be learning something new, okay? So don't worry at all. This was a way for you today to know what you need to focus on more. And it was just a fun little activity for you guys, all right? So now I'm going to share our screen back over to here. If you just bear with me for a moment. Now, we have done our quiz already. Next part of the class today is to go into your breakout room sessions and actually do some practice, okay? So put everything into practice, all right? And make sure you're going to get a pop-up on your screen asking you to join a breakout room, all right? Make sure you accept the invitation and that you enter the allocated breakout rooms. All right, so if I could ask our breakout room teacher to open up the breakout rooms. Amazing. I'll see you all in the main session then. Everybody just accept the invitation to go to the breakout rooms. Jazakumullah. Okay, it seems like everybody's back now. So hopefully the breakout room sessions were beneficial for all of you. You had some fun today. Obviously, make sure if you've got any questions that you are able to ask us during the lessons as well, and make sure that you're always there in a quiet area, ready to participate when you are called. But today, all we've got left to do now is talk about our homework, okay? So you have access to these PDFs. There's 2 PDFs, one with the exercise 11.6, which I believe is this one here. Okay, and exercise 11.6. This is the Tanween one, and then the second PDF you need is for the quiescent one, okay? Now, with your homework over the weekend, obviously there's no classes. You've been asked to go through exercise 11.6 from the Tanween PDF and exercise 12.3 from the quiescent PDF, which is all about sukoon and joining letters together. Okay, so make sure that during this weekend you're able to practice that, because practice makes perfect. So keep practicing as much as you can. And obviously, if there's something you don't understand, feel free to ask us. All right. But we're going to conclude our session today with a closing prayer. And for that, I would like to call a student to the mic. So if I could please ask student G830 to unmute themselves. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm good too, alhamdulillah. Jazakallah for asking. So could you start off with A'udhu Billah and Bismillah, and then we will recite this prayer together, okay?
Okay. Allah. Oh, wait.
Yeah, well,
Alhamdulillah Rabbil No, wait. What is the
you're saying A'udhu Billah and Bismillah, okay?
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Okay, and A'udhu Billah.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Well,
Allahumma hamni Bil-Qur'ani Bil-Qur'an al-Azim.
Good, well done. And do you want to read out the English translation for me?
Yes. Oh Allah, have mercy on me through the Quran the Great.
Well done, mashallah. Very, very nicely recited. Jazakumullah for coming to the mic, G830. Jazakumullah.
Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Okay, so that was it for today's class, everybody. We are ending it a bit early, but that's for you to go and listen to our beloved Huzur Ayyuhat bin Asad-Aziz's sermon and listen to that. So we had to finish our class a bit early today, but hopefully you all found the class entertaining. It was good in a sense that we had a quiz and our breakout room session, so it was as productive and interactive as possible. And obviously, hopefully you all found that beneficial. If after the quiz today there is anything that you think you need more practice on, then feel free to obviously go through the PDFs that we have uploaded on the Drive link, and use that to go over lessons and watch our videos on YouTube, because they're there for you to access. Watch over them and see if they are of any help as well. Okay, so Jazakumullah everybody, and I hope to see you in another G1 class. Until then, take care of yourself, and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.